Hey everybody, Industrial Action here, and I am bringing to you today my latest custom saber creation. This is Ordnance. As you can see, it is basically a giant artillery round. So this one, we kind of took some inspiration looking at some of the actual solid ordnance used in the Star Wars universe, and came up with something really cool here. So it's as if, you know, this was discarded on some planet, and a young Jedi took it and turned it into a saber. You can see it's all precision machined here. This is solid brass, so it's very, very heavy. We do have an aluminum emitter here and an aluminum pommel, but we have the brass insert, brass cover tech, solid brass body, brass kill key. One of the cool features here is we actually have you can see the striations here. This is a Solos Hold Carbonite box. Very cool box. 12mm AV switches, purple to match the gem. The tip here does light up. And this saber is running Igniter 2. So this is the latest generation of Igniter boards and is fully functional and feature packed. Before I get into that, let me just show you real quick. Pull the kill key. Fire up the first pump, and that's what the tip looks like when it's lit up. And obviously you can see no matter what action you take, it is going to make all those changes. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and I'm going to set the saber down just for a second and let it go into idle mode. Alright. So now, no matter what action I take, the saber's just in deep sleep right now. Went from idle to deep sleep. You can set the timing on that to whatever you want. This was a minute. Let me go ahead and take the blade plug out. This is an Industrial Action saber blade, 7/8 inch. So this is a native 7/8 inch emitter. Slides right in. Screw down a retention screw. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the lights. Alright, so as I mentioned, the saber is in deep sleep mode. You just tap the aux key.
Episode 1.
And that brings it right back. Now we have the dual phase power on. So you can either do it from the buttons, or you can do the dual phase motion, and it'll power on. We've got amazing sensitivity here now, going into the dual phase. We can recognize all of our swings, great clash sensitivity, all of which can be fully configured. Sorry, you probably can't hear me very well, but all this can be fully configured now. Obviously it's super loud, it's running the max amp. The saber has got a ton of features and functions to it. A lot of really cool things that you can do. Transitions with dual phase. We have traditional lockup back, so just hold down the aux key. Obviously our blaster blocks. A couple of my fonts that I've created. Speeder bikes. Different blade effects that I've got set up. Also, one of the things in Igniter 2, if you want to skip the font.wave, you can. This is Essence Episode 2.
Listen.
Now this is Pod Racer.
Pod Racer, one of my favorite fonts. You can see I barely have to move the saber. It's responding to all my swings. Got my slashes too if I need them. I got my clashes. Then Rain Sizzle, of course, I have to put this on every saber because I love this font so much. And I love to mess with the blade effects and make it really look like it's out in the rain. So you get an idea of some of the different effects that I have set up on the saber. I do a lot with the custom configurations. One cool thing that I really want to show you guys now is saber apps. And this is something no other saber has. This is unique to Igniter, and it's really cool. So you just point the saber straight down, hold the aux key.
Saber apps.
And now we're in the app mode. So the first app
Color editor
is the color editor. In here you can change the colors of any of your font parameters. So you can go through while the saber is running in your font and you can change all of the different color settings. You don't have to take the SD card out. You save it directly back here and you're done. So if you're like playing around, you're in your font, and you're like, man, I like that cyan, but I wish it was a little more green. Go into that font, pull it up, follow the instructions in the color editor, add a little bit of green to it until you're happy, save it, done, boom.
Color motion editor.
Motion editor. If you want to change the motions parameters here. Now this saber is dialed in pretty well, but let's just say that you install the saber, you use the default config, you go right into this, you follow the instructions that are already in here that'll walk you through it, and you set up the motion parameters to your liking.
Motion Saber Says.
Saber Says is the first game ever developed for a saber. This is the coolest thing. So it's like Simon. The saber will play a sound, you have to match that sound. Then it'll play 2 sounds, match it. 3 sounds, so forth. And at the end, it'll count up your score for you. So that wasn't a clash, that must have been a blast to block.
Score 4.
And it scores it for you. Well, you get the idea.
Score 0.
0. Ha ha ha. Okay. So this is Ordnance. Again, it's loaded with Igniter 2, tons of features, and very cool saber. Sad to let this one go, but it is going to a really great guy that I enjoy working with. So hopefully he'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it. As you can see here, you know, my handprint does leave marks and it does tarnish because, again, it's solid brass. But about 2 minutes with a little bit of Brasso and some paper towels, and it'll be bright and shiny, beautiful again. So I hope you guys all enjoy this, and look forward to working on some more customs.